The following segment is brought to you by Intermountain Healthcare and the Utah Department of Health.
Well, Utah has one of the highest suicide rates in the country, and this afternoon we are working with local health care to prevent suicide. We have Allison Faust here today from the Utah Suicide Prevention Coalition, and there are ways we can get involved to learn the signs to look for and how to reach out and help people.
Yeah, absolutely. So not only do we have a state plan to prevent suicide here in Utah that can be found at liveonutah.org, this plan provides strategies for healthcare institutions, education systems, faith congregations, just anybody that wants to get involved in suicide prevention. So that's a great resource to check out, but also as individuals, we also have a role to play in suicide prevention by learning the warning signs, such as, if somebody is expressing thoughts of hopelessness or that they just don't want to live anymore, just checking in with people and being there for someone.
Well, I think, are parents still confused a little bit, or because we weren't supposed to talk about it? And now you are supposed to talk about it.
There's a lot of misinformation still out there that talking about suicide increases the likelihood that somebody will make an attempt on their own lives, but we actually know for youth and adults, that's actually not true. And talking about mental health and checking in with someone and just saying, hey, I've noticed that you might be struggling and I want to help you, that can actually reduce the likelihood that somebody will make an attempt on their life.
And with your own kids, sometimes it's hard to talk to them about the hard subjects.
Yeah, it's definitely hard, but it's something that we have to do. We have to be bold and we have to be brave and have these tough conversations about mental health and just break down the stigma.
And it might not be suicidal, but it might be a mental health help that they need in another way.
I think people are afraid of, what if I ask somebody and it's not true? What if it's not suicide, right? But I think at the very least, now they know that you're a person that cares and you're somebody that has noticed that something's different, and maybe you'll be a safe person for them in the future if they are struggling.
And there are so many resources available. So even if you don't know how to approach somebody, you can call and say, how do I approach my daughter? How do I approach my friend?
Yeah, the Utah Crisis Line, 1-800-273-TALK. It's a great resource. So if you don't know what to say, hey, let's call the crisis line together and let's have this conversation.
Good idea.
So I've done that with some of my friends that have been struggling, and the Utah Crisis Line has trained mental health counselors that can help you. Also, liveonutah.org has tips on how to ask the question.
Allison, some great advice, and we hope it helps a lot of people. And you can always go to our website. We have a list of those resources available. Go to KUTV.com.